Hello, Capricorn. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here. As always, you are very loved and very appreciated. Okay, Cap, so coming into your second week of November, you pulled Maynard change in the child I was meant to be. What I want to say here is it's okay to be excited. I think some of you have been through some difficult changes that have prevented you from being the person that you want to be. Or difficult changes have pushed you in a place where you've had to go backward and heal the past before you could move forward. But this is a breakthrough. This is like seeing the light at the end of the tunnel and realizing why the change took place. It's like seeing the cause and effect. Change talks about how it always brings gifts. Whether or not you see them as good or bad, and how you respond to that is up to you. But looking at these, difficult change may have been preventing you from becoming the person that you wanted to be or doing something that you wanted to do. This is like a dream that you thought was dead due to change is coming back in a really big way. But this is understanding why now, why those changes have happened. It's like, yeah, I'm not wearing my trauma as a badge of honor. I'm understanding now why I went through that. And it's so that I can realize myself to the fullest potential. But I feel like with Maynard, because it talks very specifically about it's okay to give way to feelings of excitement. So it's like, Cap, it's okay to be excited about stuff, right? If something good is happening, the light at the end of the tunnel, whatever it may be, after difficult changes, right? It's okay to get excited about the things that are going on. It's almost like, don't worry, it's not going to go wrong. You're okay. But I've always seen, the child I was meant to be as finally getting a release from something difficult that was preventing you from expressing who you truly are, right? And with changes that would make sense. But for those of you who have not experienced any change, you may be experiencing it in a very good way with Maynard being there. All right, Cap. Your overall here, the Four of Wands, perfect, right? Celebrate. Celebrate the accomplishment that you have attained. Gaining that kind of stability with the Four of Wands. It's like we finally got the foundation laid. And where it goes from here is totally up to you. But this is about celebrating the accomplishments that you have made in your life right now. Anything that has created a level of stability for you. And this is through your own action, right? In the past, the Three of Cups. So support and celebration. For some of you, literally, it may be, a get-together. You may be supporting another person. They may be supporting you. But, there may have been, talks in the past of, if this happens, we're going to have a good time, right? If this accomplishment is finished, then, we're going to celebrate this. But the Three of Cups is your support group, right? These are the people who lift you up. But it's interesting to me because I'm looking at this Three of Cups and I feel like there's a part of you that's like, yeah, it's great and all, but I feel like you're wanting something more. Now that can only be for some of you, but I don't know why that's coming through. I think it's just because, just looking at that cup yeah, that's great and all that you think it's great, but it may not exactly have been what you were meant to be, right? But beautiful otherwise. I'm telling you. The Four of Cups in the present moment. It's no different than anything else. Something about it is leaving you feeling dissatisfied. But there is going to be a celebration coming up. I think, especially looking at your oracle cards, if you've been too quick to celebrate things, you may be realizing that in the present moment and realizing what you would rather be celebrating. But here it's like, this is no different than this, and this is no different from this. Why would that be any different? But I'm interested to see what's going on here. Okay, future conditions. You have Aries with the Emperor. I'm in control now. That's what I want to say with this. You know, because of the Three of Cups being in the past, this could absolutely be about the influences of others and what they see as celebrations or accomplishments versus how you really feel. And with the Emperor, this is no longer being influenced by, you know, others, right? But control leading to stability. And if you have felt oppression by others, this, I feel like, is you realizing, you know, what accomplishments are really important to you. But, you know, only you can make that happen. You are in control of you, not the projections of others. Wow, man. Yeah, your best path to follow the world. And I like seeing that because, you know, besides having the successful completion here, we are talking about everything being open and available. All possibilities now lay in front of you because you're no longer repeating the cycle. This is the ending of that. In a way where, you know, you understand. And again, I kind of go back to changes, right? There's this understanding of why difficulties happened and where it's leading you now. It's more self-awareness, I feel like, is happening here. And this is the accomplishment that is definitely worth celebrating. You know, if you find yourself finally getting closure on something, finally being done with a continuous pattern, you immediately start to take charge and build a better foundation for yourself. And you're happy about it. And if you're happy about it, that is all that matters. Because right now, what other people think that you should be doing or celebrating or look at as accomplishments, it's like, yeah, but I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. So who is in control? But this, right, this is the focus. You've been through this enough. It's time to have that closure. In your environment, the Empress, right? So, you know, with the Four of Cups, I'm looking at your values versus the values of others. And here's the thing, Cap. What I feel like here is if these people have your back, they're going to continue to do so. They may have different feelings and different views, but if they truly love you for the co-creator that you are, they will always be there. Now, this could be a caring, nurturing, understanding person that may be coming through to help you with, you know, this feeling of, I'm not really getting what I want here. And this may be who you need to help you kind of like get back into control. But the Empress, though, with the Four of Cups, if we're just talking about you, your values, what you value, what you love, beauty, abundance, the nurturing nature of the Empress, these are all of, you know, the beautiful things that comes along with Venus. But you're not feeling it. And your values may have changed versus where you are coming from, especially if you feel like you have been influenced by the ideas and the thoughts and the feelings of others. But what I'm seeing here is the advice that this cycle is over. Get your closure on it and look at every possibility that's in front of you now, because it is unlimited. And with the Four of Wands, perfect. And this is enough. Just getting closure is enough to build a better foundation for you. That's worth celebrating, right? Wow, man, but a change in your values for sure. Your hopes and your fears, the Ace of Wands, right? Like, of course you would hope for that. You want a new beginning. You want something that ignites the passion within you. For some of you, you may be disinterested in a person in particular, and there may be somebody else that has the values that you do, but you may not be seeing it because there is this influence of others, which is possible. But regardless, though, this is what you want to be focused on, right? Get your closure, move into your new beginning, and do it with optimism, passion, and excitement. And again, Maynard, right? Especially if this is an opportunity that is coming to you where you're not happy or not fulfilled with what's going on right now. This may be really about you doing something that is more about you and you needing to break away from the influences of others, possibly. But this would also be hoping to take advantage of this, right? And then coming out, the Seven of Pentacles. I like this in that, besides reevaluating what's going on here, you have growth. You've seen growth. You understand the potential of what has been. And now you're looking at continued growth. There's always this feeling of kind of like dissatisfaction with the Seven of Pentacles. It's like, yeah, but can we make it more? Maybe if I do things differently, I can see better growth. So you may be reevaluating what is going on in your professional life, what is going on in your love life, but it's all over the fact that you want to see something that is going to give you continued growth versus this feeling of it's all the same. It's all the same. Unfortunately, though, I think for some of you, you may not have your eyes open to, what you are needing, the abundance and the beauty and all the beautiful things with the Empress. With the Four of Cups, it's like, but is it the same? Is it the same as everything else? But that may be because of the influences of others. Ooh, yeah, Judgment. The Nine of Wands, yeah, and that's what I'm talking about, right? And not only that, but your ability to, manifest the three, right? Her ruling the threes are the manifestation that starts to take place. It's the beginnings of it. But I think that some of you, with Judgment, you're talking about the huge wake-up call. It's the review, having to look back at the past and being able to see it in a different way. And it's because of that you're able to end the cycle, right? And get that kind of closure. But the Nine of Wands, this again, it makes me feel like you're not, something's being missed. And that may be because of, the experiences that you've had in the past that have put you on the defensive, but not given you, an understanding as to why those feelings were there, right? Like, so, and then with the Eight of Cups, yeah, walking away from it. Again, with Judgment, this is huge. This is the potential for you to completely change where you are going forward. Typically, what we see in future conditions is a repeat of whatever you were thinking in the past. That is how this universe works. Your past thoughts become your karma that is reflected back to you. If you want to change what gets reflected back to you in the future, change your thoughts right now, right? But this is like, oh, I get it. I finally see, I finally understand. And you get closure. There's a new foundation that's being created for you that's worth celebrating. There's this reevaluation going on, which is for the potential for continued growth, but you may not see that growth and abundance within you because there's too much focus on how dissatisfying things were for you, right? And that's where the Nine of Wands comes in. It's like you're protecting things that are like, I don't want to say detrimental, but it's like you're protecting that loathing type of feeling and dissatisfaction of past decisions, you know, past actions, past influences, whatever it may be. But I'm still looking at this, and with the Empress being in your environment, there may be one. There may be one out of a group of people that gets you, understands you, knows how you're feeling, and wants to nurture and support. And for others of you, this is, right, like being around these groups of people or being under this kind of influence has waken you up to where it is putting you emotionally, and understanding, you know, what is it that you're really protecting and trying to keep out, you know, because we're talking about defensive energy here. And then you have the Empress in your environment and this, I don't want that Ace of Cups, right? And then you move into the Eight of Cups where you're like, yeah, I'm done with that. Can't continue to stay in a place emotionally where there is not the kind of fulfillment and excitement, right, that you're wanting. But there is this potential through the reevaluation for something new and exciting to happen. This is really big for some of you, but I really think that this is going to be an in-depth look at yourself and the connections that you have had in the past, how it is making you feel in the present moment, and how it may be blocking your potential for unlimited, and I mean unlimited abundance. But I mean, it's huge, right? And you've got the two counterparts here. One that is being hidden and not seen because of, you know, the emotional dissatisfaction that's going on. And then in the future, it's like, but look, if you take control and you know what you're going to get by continuing this, then you can also create the potential for growth as long as you're willing to walk away from this dissatisfaction. Wow, man. The changes, again, right? Like the changes you've been through, I think started out difficult. But now it's like you're seeing the other side of that coin. Where one is experienced, you must experience the other. And as long as you keep that thought in your mind, if you've been in a place of feeling like garbage, that will immediately solidify your beliefs and it will be reflected back to you. I've experienced this emotional garbage, but that means that since I've had this, the future is much better. It's much promising because you have to experience the other. Those types of beliefs are the seeds that you want to plant in your mind, especially if you want to see growth and change in the future. Let me shut the hell up. Sacral chakra. Okay. Transformation and acceptance. When you are facing difficulty, the best thing that you can do is accept that it is what it is. Because anything else is creating resistance. Acceptance of how things are important in order for you to get closure so that you can see your new beginning and to see different possibilities available to you. Sacral chakra. This is your creative and sexual energy, and there needs to be a transformation in that. And that starts by accepting that you may not have been honoring that space before, but this is about you getting that kind of transformation that you need to bring excitement back into your life, where your passions are being directed in the right place. Cap, I don't know, you know what it is? I say that, but I think I understand, right? So when you are listening to a tarot reader, understand that the tarot is a mirror reflection of the person who's reading the cards, which is why the perspective of the reader that you're listening to is what you need to connect to. Not all of us have the same perspective. That's the beauty of this. But there are some who may be able to give insight. When you look at tarot as a whole, if you were to look at it and say it's oversaturated, I would argue no. How can we not have enough perspective, right? Let me just shut the hell up. But with you specifically, the readings start to get deep, and I, question for a while, why is it Capricorn? Why is it that Capricorn? Well, you're my 9th house. So that's why. Show the world the real you. The real you that may have been suppressed due to difficult changes or the influences of others. And then you're very close to achieving your goal and seeing that celebration, a new foundation in you. I love this reading. I always love your readings, but this one really, it really stuck with me in a way where I'm probably going to be thinking about my own thoughts right now and the changes that I want to make, especially spiritually. But beautiful reading. Don't be afraid to be who you really are. Always be authentic to yourself. And it's okay to be excited, right? Like if something good's happening, Cap, celebrate it.